Hey, how's it going there, Mr.O? I'm here to teach you about the Industrial Revolution. Let's do this. So in the early 1700s, most people in America and Europe were basically making money through farming. Female family members would make money by creating things with cloth by hand and then selling it. And then skilled workers such as blacksmiths would also make money by creating items such as swords, knives, any sort of metal thing, and that was how they made their money. Now, the Industrial Revolution itself changed the way of life completely. By the mid-1700s, cities and populations has grown a lot. As population increased, so did the demand for more efficient ways to create items. A new way of creating textiles provided the first actual breakthrough. This man, Richard Arkwright, created a machine that would increase the speed of production and also lowering the cost of cotton cloths. Now, his machine needed a lot of power, so a lot of his machines were built near rivers. Alright, so this photo right here is an example of a more, when I say modern, I mean like probably about like 50 years after the first one was created. But essentially this machine was used to help increase production of making clothes or cotton cloths, and therefore decreasing the cost of them. The next one we're going to talk about right here is Samuel Slater. Samuel Slater knew how to build machines that would be more efficient in England. Now, Samuel Slater moved to the United States and opened a mill in Pawtucket, Rhode Island with his friend Moses Brown. The mill made cotton thread by machine and it was a huge success. So therefore, Samuel Slater and Moses Brown made big money. That's what we're talking about. Big money, dollar bills, y'all. Big money. So after Samuel Slater created his mill in Rhode Island, others started to follow suit. Many of them were in the northeast region because there are lots of rivers and streams to power the mills. Now, in the photos you see here, there's literally is a mill. It's called a water mill. And what essentially works is the water forces the mill to turn, and that turns the machine inside, which then turns the threads. And that's how a mill works. In the 1790s, there was a problem. The demand for guns was at an all-time high. But the problem was gun makers couldn't figure out a way to make guns fast enough to make those demands. A solution was needed, and that solution was better technology. And the man behind that is Eli Whitney. Eli Whitney came up with the idea of interchangeable parts for a gun. So essentially, instead of just having just one gun being just one straight thing, you could literally take out a piece and apply to something else, which then allowed them to mass produce the guns. If you can mass produce a gun, therefore the cost of it goes down, and therefore because you can mass produce it means that you can make it more efficiently. You can create more guns more quickly. So therefore, if you can make a gun more quickly, therefore you can meet the demands for those guns to be made. Now, even though the Industrial Revolution was spreading like wildfire in Great Britain, it spread very, very slowly in the United States. Now, why was it going so slowly? And the reason was because people who could buy good farmland refused to work in the factories. And the reason they refused to work in the factories because factories had low wages, which kind of makes sense. Because if you really make good money with farms, why would you go work and make less money? Now, because manufacturing was going like crazy in England, British goods were cheaper than American goods. So then in 1850, the war ended, and with that, free trade returned. After the war ended in 1815, business people wanted to make sure the United States was a leading nation in the industrial growth. Alright, so this is my question to all of you. Among the three measures that I showed you of Richard Arkwright, Samuel Slater, and Eli Whitney, which one do you think was the most important in the growth of the Industrial Revolution? Anyway, this is Mr. O. I am done. My baby is crying. Goodbye.